I am going to divide this video up into two parts. The first part will take place with the incident that happened that will then spur on to my second part. Hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about.
Kind of occurred at the time of Christmas and New Year's, or I'm sorry, Christmas and Thanksgiving. Everyone's staff was out of town. They said, we don't have enough data to evaluate it. So they were given another extension until the first of the year. And at that point, Mr. Cohen said, we just got to know who's in or who's out. So it was a deadline. You've got to tell us. This month, are you in or are you out? January of 2013. And 36 states said no deal.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. It's because the administration hit the ball. Had the administration worked with the governors, we might be talking about an entirely different...
Had the administration worked with the governors, had the governors worked with the administration, we might not be in this position. I don't know about in your state, which I think is a crazy state to begin with. And I mean Chairman, that just as I said it.
Chairman.
Some of the policies... Mr. Burgess doesn't have the time, Madam Chair. But I have the time.
Mr. Hastings interrupted Mr. Burgess.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, I didn't interrupt him. I reclaimed my time, and I think that is the procedure here in this body.
So, Madam Chairman, the gentleman made a very defamatory statement about my state, and I will not stand here and listen to it.
Well, fine. Then you don't have to listen. You can leave if you choose. I told you what I think about Texas. I wouldn't live there for all the tea in China, and that's how I feel.
Now that you've seen how Alcee Hastings made a fool of himself, I will then cut to who's in charge of this committee and the rules and how he even behaved afterwards.
The gentleman yields back. We don't have a parliamentarian here to give us notes on what to say when people may not be saying exactly the right things. But we owe to our colleagues, especially our colleagues on this committee, a great deal of civility. I've been very concerned in several meetings that we have had recently about words that are being used in this committee in terms of being on the edge of impugning the integrity of other members. If we were on the floor, I think the parliamentarian would be called on to make a ruling on some of the words that have been used in here as it relates to members. So I want to just say to the members two things. One, when I first came on this committee, there was a 5-minute rule for how long members could speak. It was viciously enforced for the minority. We have not done that. I'm very concerned again about the civility in this committee. And I want to say that we owe each other, again, being civil, especially to our colleagues on the committee. And I just want to urge our members to be thinking about those two things and about the amount of time that's being spent on something that is considered a waste of time.
I just want to just take issue with one thing that the gentlelady said, and that is that I don't ever recall there to be a 5-minute rule that was on this committee, and certainly not one that was ever viciously implemented. That was not the rule when the Democrats were in charge, and it certainly wasn't the rule when previous Republican chairs were in charge. So I don't disagree with the gentlelady. Sometimes I wish there was a 5-minute rule, but I just want to make it clear that
be careful what you wish for.
I just want to be careful that we. All right. Thank you.
Chair, I believe the time is mine in the sequence.
Dr. Burgess is recognized.
Madam Chair, I'm not going to speak on the bill for the Rules Committee, but I do feel that I need to say that as a member of Congress, I'm used to attacks and invective being tossed my way. That's part and parcel of the territory. But there is no reason at all to impugn the people, governor of a state of this country. And I will await the gentleman's apology. And I yield back.
You will wait until hell freezes over
The gentleman,
for me to say anything in an apology. I would apologize to you if I was directing my comments to you. I was commenting about the state that you
Madam Chair,
happen to be a
reclaim-
resident
I
of.
believe the gentleman
So I
from
will
Texas
not
controls-
apologize.
The gentleman from Texas controls the time. I mean,
the gentleman.
I just do not see the value in a member of this Rules Committee hurling invective towards a state and its people and its governor. It's just uncalled for, and there is no reason that any member of this committee should do that.
The gentleman from Florida does not have the floor. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.